What's up, Tweeners? Welcome back to another Tweener Head Tennis video today here on the channel. And today we have a very special video today. We have Jody and Justin from the Changeover podcast to talk about their experience, what it was like starting this podcast, and getting some of the biggest guests that you can think of already on their channel. And they are doing some incredible stuff, showing us the insides of what tennis is really like on tour and getting others involved to share their stories. And it's an amazing experience to have them talk about others in a way we should be looking at these players. During this chat, Jody just won his first challenger match of the year, so make sure to leave a congratulations for him down in the comments below. But before you guys enjoy this chat, make sure you are subscribed to Tweener Head Tennis, leave a like, and make sure you comment down below congratulating Jody, and let us know who you guys want us to talk to next. And now enjoy our chat with the Changeover podcast boys, Jody and Justin. If we're to kick things off, how long have you guys known each other?
I've known Justin since we were like, I don't know.
I was 11, I think.
On the
so he would have been 12.
Jeez.
12.
Yeah, and then I met Evan in 2016 because he was at the Dent Tennis Academy before me. So my first time was 2016, either 16 or 17. I think 16. And he was training there, so that's when I met him. And then I moved there in 2017 when I finished college. Yeah. Because
Jody, did you go to Northern Kentucky?
Yeah, I went to Northern Kentucky. Yeah.
And Justin, Arizona State, and don't tell me. Tell me.
Come on.
University of South Florida in Tampa.
Okay. Well, I mean, you guys never played each other or knew of each other in college, did you?
Who, me and Justin?
Yeah.
No, because at small schools you don't really play that many good teams. You know, we played like maybe 3 or 4 good teams a year. So, and Justin's in Florida, I'm in Kentucky. Like we're not scheduling USF or Arizona State on you know.
Your big teams was Kentucky, obviously, and
Kentucky, Ohio State, Louisville.
Did you ever play Xavier?
Xavier, we play Xavier every year.
Yeah, that I went to Xavier.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I know Northern Kentucky.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I am turning 30 this year.
Bro, what? We would have played then.
I didn't play D1.
What do you mean? Wait.
I never played. I got a shot to walk on my sophomore year.
Oh, you didn't go to Xavier. You could have gone to Xavier.
No, I did go to. I was at Xavier, but I never played on the team.
Oh.
What are you not following here, bro?
It's been a long day, bro.
He's trying to figure out, like, wait, we're the same age. You went to Xavier. But
overstimulation. My bad.
No, it's okay. We're all overstimulated at this point. I mean, you both played college tennis. You're both traveling now. How has this just turned into, like, has this become more work now that you guys have gotten traction, or has it been more fun now that you've gotten traction?
I mean, it's a bit of both. At first, so this was Jody's idea to start off with. I think I had been injured quite a bit, so I had a lot of free time, and then Evan and Jody felt like there was a lot of free time in the day, and they would like to make some money somehow. So and then we also had another guy, AJ, who used to do it with us in the beginning.
Jokes on us, huh? Sorry, go on.
Yeah. so Jody,
that was quick, Jody, wasn't it?
Yeah, my bad.
He was like, "Yeah, well, great way to make quick money." Nope.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Jody's cousin was like a director of media at Crystal Palace Premier League team. So
damn.
We felt like if we could start right away with good production quality, that maybe we could skip a few stages. So we were paying like very, very nice Reese and Chris. They helped us out. We were paying a very favorable price for editing of all the episodes and the clips.
Oh, nice.
And that maybe lasted like the first year and a bit. We did that.
Okay.
That lasted way too long, bro. That was like slavery. Man, it
was rough
such
because
little money.
Yeah. We were paying money that we didn't have for the most part. And then it was also like, it was these guys like side hustle. So we were, I don't want to say an afterthought, but they had other priorities. So
they put other people ahead of you based on
Well, they put
I
their
mean, like,
job
their
on
client.
us.
Yeah, their job. Crystal Palace, like a very
like he was doing it as a favor to me as his cousin, and they
Got it.
also were using it because they just wanted to have stuff in their portfolio. But understandably, they have a full-time job with like
a Premier League team, and that's 24/7.
Exactly.
So that.
And long story short, we came to the conclusion that if we could learn the basic skills of editing, and we could save a lot of money, and then we also could, because if we have a vision of what we want, we can do it ourselves, as opposed to hoping that we can explain to somebody what we want and then they can do it when they only have limited time to do it.
That's fair.
It might have been back in, let's say, I want to say end of September, October, we started taking over the editing and the packaging of everything. And after about a month of doing that, we got pretty good at it, or a lot better at it, I would say. And then I think the episode started actually to do better because we had sort of it was more of a hands-on approach. But with that, now we're spending, as opposed to setting up, shooting and sending it off, we're doing that plus the maybe 5 to 6 hours of extra that it takes each of us to put an episode out every week. So yeah, it's more work, but for me it's been a welcome task, I would say, because I've been injured a lot. I've had a lot of hours on my hands. And then I think also for Jody, not every week on tour goes fantastic. So sometimes you have a few days where
it's realistic.
It's nice to have something to do, you know, that you feel is a purpose of yours, that you enjoy growing a little business. So it's more work, but it's fulfilling.
You know, it's funny, like people say, you know, they question your commitment to tennis, like to professional tennis, if you also spend time in your day doing other things. But I can at least justify this project that I'm also still learning about tennis and discussing tennis with other players and stuff. So it is more work and it does take some time and some energy for sure. But I can at least justify it by saying it's not probably, but it is also helping my tennis career. So yeah, to me
it's fun. Like we are really just talking. Can I curse on this platform?
Yeah, you can. No? Yeah, you can. You're fine.
I won't do it now. But you're good. We're just having a good time with our friends for the most part. Like me and Jody are one of my closest friends. So for me to hang out with him is normal. We do it anyway. Yeah. And now just to bring other players in and sort of show them in a different light I think it's a win-win-win situation for everybody involved.
100%. And I think for you guys too, you've already had a lot of great people on. I mean, Dennis Kudla.
Not enough.
Well, please. The fact that you guys pulled Sloane Stevens within like the first couple like big months for you guys, that was huge. How did you, if you don't mind me asking, how'd you manage to have her on to talk about? Because that clip that went viral was her talking about her paycheck. And I think that was the one that was spread around a lot more. So how was that? Well, at least for me, that was one of the clips that I saw originally that caught my eye, and her talking about that check. So how was that talking to her, or like having like a big guest on?
Well, so Sloane is like, I think we were maybe slightly intimidated by obviously her presence, but we know Sloane. Like we've been friends with Sloane for a couple of years before that. So that was kind of just a favor that she was doing for us. You know, she like her and like some of her team were friends with some of her team as well. So it was kind of a favor that they did for us, and we knew how big it would have been for our business at the time. So that's why we were a little bit, I would say, anxious about the interview and excited about it. But also it was kind of in a period where we didn't really fully, I guess, understand our identity. Like we thought we did, but we didn't, you know, and even now, maybe we still have a better idea of our identity, but maybe we still fully don't understand. Yeah. So we were trying new things. Like we played a little game at the beginning with like a whiteboard and stuff, and just stuff that we were just trying to engage the audience with, because obviously it's a combination. You have to enjoy the episode, the guest has to enjoy it, but also if it's a boring watch, no one's gonna support the business. So
exactly.
So yeah, Sloane just did us a favor, and it was really nice of her to do that. And we've been talking to her about potentially having another one down the line. So we'll just see. Like you never know, you know, when you need to call in a favor.
Please subscribe. Thanks.
So you try not to ask too often.
Absolutely.
And obviously the timing is right depending on how someone is doing in their career. Sometimes they may not want to jump in front of a microphone and talk tennis, So it was just really nice of her to do that for us. And we have we have maybe a few other guests that we're kind of excited about doing. If we can just at some point schedule them in, it would be nice. So
I mean, the scheduling has to be the hardest part, or at least one of the hardest parts for you guys, because
the thing
3 different time zones is insane.
Exactly. But even if we're in the same time zone, that's honestly, it's even worse. Like, it sounds so easy to do. I asked someone to do a podcast, they're gonna say, yeah, let's do it, like it's great, let's do it this week. And then we get to the week and all of a sudden you realize it's an hour and a half time commitment, and they're like, shit, like they don't tell me this, but they'll be like, can we try tomorrow, can we do it another day? And all of a sudden you're backed up like 4 or 5 episodes. That recently happened to us. So we have like, I would say between 5 to 10, yes, let's do it next week. And then all of a sudden the week comes and it's so hard to just get that time in. But
you did that for
last week, for example, we had
it was Diallo. No, it was Diallo, right?
He was one of those. He was one of those, yeah.
He was you guys said you were both in Del Rey and then he gets sick and then you're like,
but Diallo committed to us. Diallo committed to us since like I would say 6 months ago. And he's like, bro, like let's do it in person. It's so much better in person. So we're like, okay, like trying to think when next we're gonna do it in person. We're like, okay, it's Del Rey week. So we're like fucking 6 months ahead waiting for Del Rey week to come, and then Del Rey came and then he was sick. But we still got it in. It was good. But because of that, like we had 2 weeks of us like of guests. Like Diallo wasn't the only one that committed to us that we just can't get in, like can't schedule in time. So we ended up recording 2 last week. So it was Diallo was one and Colton Smith was the other one. So his episode will drop.
It's like it's like, how do I do this in a PG way? It's, I don't know. You can say
it.
It's like with women, like sometimes with girls at certain times in your life, it's like you had to talk to 10 to get 2. You know what I mean? So it's like we literally last week had.
I feel like that's a very common phrase that Justin uses on his daily basis. How do I compare that? Let me compare it to women. How do I pick up chicks?
This is the man.
Play the numbers game.
You're talking to him right there in the gray hat. But we literally had 7 yeses last week or before last, and we ended up recording 2.
Yeah,
and one of the 2 was one that I just asked the day before we even had,
that was I didn't even know that was happening. That one, like Justin just said, happened. Colton is free tonight at 6 p.m. Like shit, okay, I guess we're doing Colton tonight.
Yeah. So it's like finding doubles partners too for Jody. Sometimes it's like you gotta go through the whole draw and you asking 10 people and I'm playing with this guy already, or I'm not going to these. It's like
you should have used that example first. That was the PG. That was the PG example.
And you told me no, do it anyway. You baited me into that.
It's not my fault. I'm just trying to get you to explain it in a very nice way for people to not be mad at. And that was the very tennis. That was the tennis analogy that you missed.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in the tennis world from now on. No more.
We're learning so much about Justin already.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Justin, this is a tennis podcast. This isn't a live podcast.
We'll have his lifestyle. That'll be your second channel, Justin's lifestyle pod, and it'll just be talking about his. Well, you got a lot of free time. I mean,
I had too much free time. That is true.
Too much free time. So actually, that's funny that not funny. Let me rephrase that. When you talk about the amount of people that you have to ask to be your doubles partner, how stressful is that week to week for you? Because it has to be, if you don't have someone that's committed to you for a year or for 6 months, how hard is it for you to, Justin, why are you smiling?
Because, okay, first of all, my guy just won his first Challenger main draw match.
We have to give it up to him. We have to clap it up for that.
San Diego.
Yep.
Thank you.
That was huge.
After, I think he went 8 out of 9 first round losses in Challengers mixed with futures and 10-point tie breaks, like rough matches. So today is a big deal.
Today is a big deal. We have to point that out.
Thank you.
But we were sitting on the couch. We were sitting on the couch, I want to say Thursday, and he saw the list got a bit weaker.
Yeah.
And he was talking to people about it, and he found out that one of our friends wasn't going to play anymore with another good player, obviously.
Nice.
Perez, who was playing with today.
Yeah.
So he found out that there was a chance he could play this tournament on Thursday. Found a partner Thursday night, got on a plane Saturday morning, and then he won the match that he wasn't supposed to be playing and based on his schedule. So
Jesus.
the doubles world is tennis world in general, but the doubles world is even crazier. Like some guy halfway across the world says that he can play, and sometimes you're on a plane the next week. He's gonna go from LA to San Diego next. I mean, no, from San Diego to Portugal next week. Like that's how it is.
That's mad.
But I think it's not. It is like stressful a little bit, but it's not necessarily week to week. It's like blocks, because sometimes you'll get a partner for 3 weeks. So for example, like next 2 weeks, I'm going to be playing with Canon Kingsley in Portugal. So that's nice. I know this week I'm with Alfredo, and the next 2 weeks I'm with Canon. So that little block is set. And then I'm going to come back, take 2 weeks off. So now I have to figure out that next little block, what I'm doing. Okay. But ideally, you would like to play with the same person all the time, but it's really hard to get people to commit to the same schedule as you, whether that's futures, challenges, what surface, the budget, how much like someone can afford to travel, how far. So there's so much that goes into it. It becomes stressful. But I think when you start to get into the challenges, hopefully it starts to get a little bit easier, because you can start to get guys to commit to you. Otherwise, bro, I don't see the light. Like it is tough. It is tough.
That's one of the things that I admire about you guys, of being honest with everything that's going on and what's happening in the tennis world. Because honestly, and sorry, I just looked at my phone. Donna Vekic just lost to Maya Join 1-2 in Mexico.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry, so I had to mention that. So
that's crazy. The guy's on his phone during our interview. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Justin, I have to know. Literally, here's the thing: I have to be on everything. I have a full-time job teaching, and I have to know everything what's going on in the tennis world. My whole
He's locked in. He doesn't miss anything.
I don't envy you at all.
Thanks, Justin. Thanks.
There's a lot that gets past us, let's just say. Did you hear about no, we did not hear about it, actually. Did you see?
We probably should lock in a little more.
I know.
Well, here's the thing. How much, because you always hear people that say they don't follow tennis if they actually play tennis. Is that true?
For a lot of people, it is true. I think it's probably like 50-50. Like you'll find guys who...
It depends, because you don't want to be locked into everyone's results all the time, because that's probably not good for your mental health.
Yeah.
You know? But in terms of just watching tennis and watching tournaments, like the big tournaments, for example, like, I don't know if I like follow it necessarily, but I watch. Like, I think a lot of people watch, but maybe they just don't follow it like religiously, you know?
Yeah. And I think I think a lot of people don't. Like, if you play it, at this point, have you ever like got into roadblock playing, or like just tennis in general, like a mental block?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, a few.
Absolutely.
So how did you guys decide to go pro and kind of stick with it for as long as you have?
Well, for me, I think it's a bit of a different thing. Like I saw tennis on TV when I was maybe 6 years old. I asked my dad if I could play, and started playing. And it was like the only thing that I necessarily like love to do. So it's always been my dream to do it, to pursue it. And then it was always gonna be a thing that I was gonna give a shot. And just unluckily, since I graduated, was COVID, and then since COVID, I've had a long list of injuries, and I've been lucky enough to be supported by family and good sponsors, like the federation at home and the Olympic Association at home helps me out quite a bit. So I've been able to continue to play and pursue my dream. But it's just the thing that I love, and the goal that I want to, let's say, pursue in my life. And after that, like before this podcast came around, there was nothing I could see myself really being that passionate about.
Okay.
And I think things that I might have been good at, but nothing that I really, let's say, cared about. So I think, tennis is the thing that I care about in this life. So I just want to give it a full go, and wherever it ends. But that's kind of why I've continued to play.
That's fair. Jody, what about you when it comes to playing doubles and having that mentality to like start this and continue it?
I feel like the perseverance thing It's dependent on if I believe that I can still improve, because you're not gonna jump the rankings and go up the rankings if you don't improve and you don't become better. So that's part of the reason why I decided to stop playing singles, because I feel like I got to about 1,000 in the world, and I spent before I had hip surgery maybe like 4 years ago, and before that injury I was about 1,000.
Okay.
And then since that injury, when I started back, I had a lot of doubt at the beginning, but then eventually I got back up to about 1,000. I didn't know just how much better I could get at singles in that moment in time. So that's why I decided, like, look, I never really fully committed to doubles. I'm a better doubles player anyway. I really enjoy it. I believe I can still improve if I spend a lot of time training. I can improve at it, and it's kind of worked so far, I guess, in a sense. I got up to 325 or something like that towards the end of last year.
Yeah.
And yeah, days like today help give you a lot of belief. Like, this is just another barrier that I felt like I needed to pass, like getting through a round at a challenger. Because like Justin said, I had a lot of really close calls against good teams, like up a set, up breaks, 10-point tie breaks and challenges and stuff. And so yeah, it's just days like today is the gratification that you don't get when you're training all the time and shit's not going your way and stuff. So because I feel like the improvement is not linear, and you don't get the results back right away. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit for a while, and yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
And it's so nice at the higher levels too, because he won one match today and it's worth more points than winning a 15K tournament.
Which is crazy to me. Like, how backwards that is.
So where he is this week is where your wins give you like real rewards. But
yeah,
most weeks of the year, not most weeks, but maybe let's say a little more than half the weeks last year he would have played, you would have to make the final, semi-final, no, final probably for him, final or win a tournament for the week to feel like I did a good thing here this week. So it's like at the lowest level, like you work really hard and the guys are really good, but the reward doesn't really feel very big, to be real.
Let me ask you this, and this might sound like a tough question to answer, but at which point do you think the ITF will stop, or will they ever stop making lower level tournaments like that and kind of push to just have, let's just say 50, 75s? Do you think they'll ever do that?
Well, I don't
in
think
terms of points or money.
Both.
What do you mean by the 50, 75?
But the ITS,
like if
50s
ITF,
are the 50s are challenges though. They're ATP. So
but
ITF only has 15s and 25s.
Do you think they'll ever get rid of it though? Do you think there'll always be a time where it's like ITF overrules and we'll just have 50K challengers as the starting point?
No, I don't think so. I don't know.
I think
there must be some entry level.
Slowly, the money will continue to go up. I guess like everything else does with inflation or whatever. Because now the M25s are still worth 25 points, but the prize money is 30,000 now as opposed to 25,000.
Okay.
And I think next year it's supposed to go. The 15 is supposed to still be 15 points, but it's gonna be $20,000 tournaments. So I can see the money increasing, but I can see the points continuing to fluctuate, because like 5 years ago the points were even less than they are now, and then 10 years ago the points were more than they are now. So I can see them keep tinkering with the point scale, but I think the money is always gonna go up a little bit every, I don't know, 5 or so years. They're gonna give us a little, or give the people playing those tournaments a little bit more cash, I think. Naturally.
Well, it's naturally going to go up, but in terms of the structure and how it works, I feel like it's so not backwards, but it's tough to follow, right? Like how often do you guys have to check for rule changes in an ITF or for a challenger?
I think we don't check, we just find out. You just make the mistake and you're like, oh, yo, today I found out the rule. I'm probably gonna mess up the rule, but we're about to play the match, and the lady comes on the what do you call it? The chair umpire comes on the court before the coin toss, and she has a notebook and a pen, and she's saying, "Okay, you're wearing Joma pants. What brand is your shirt?" And I go, "Nothing. Like, it's just out like Amazon. Nothing." And she goes, "Okay, boom, Wilson." And so she's writing on what I'm wearing and what racket I'm using. She does the same thing to Alfredo, same thing to the opponent. So I say, if you don't mind me asking, ref, like, why are you writing on our clothes? And she goes, yeah, there's a rule, like, you're not allowed to change clothing sponsors more than like twice a year or something along those lines, she said. So I was like, bro, what? Like, first of all, miss,
I'm not sponsored at all.
I don't have a sponsorship.
Ma'am, I am in 3 different pieces of clothing, and
Yeah,
you're looking at me thinking,
you know what I mean.
like,
But still, why I didn't even know about that rule that you can't change sponsors like more than twice a year. Why would that be a thing? What's the purpose
That's
of
why?
that?
dumb.
What's the meaning behind it? Why does it have to be like you have guys playing with non-branded clothing week in, week out? Why does it matter if they're
Yeah, I don't know. I
changing a
told her,
sponsor?
I said, check him, check Colton. He's changed 3 times this year. Check him. He
That's
can't do
weird. That's super weird.
Gosh. What's the besides that? Do you think that's the weirdest rule you've heard of?
it. There is a rule about. It's not weird. I guess it's kind of logical if I can try and remember it. I was in Cleveland playing the Challenger 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and in the middle of a set, I had to go and change my clothes 'cause I was sweaty. So I wanted to go and change my shorts and stuff. So obviously I'm not gonna change on the court.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly, the linesman told me when you go to the bathroom, you can change your shorts, but you have to wait till you get back to the court to change your shirt because you're not allowed to like if you just need a shirt change, you have to do it on the court. You
That's a
can't go all the way
rule?
to the bathroom. I don't know if it's still a rule. I don't know what was going on, but so I went to the bathroom, changed my shorts, got back to the court, changed my shirt, and then I started to play again. But I feel like that can't be a rule, right? Like surely people
I
can go
guess
to
as
the
long as
bathroom
you
and
took your
change
pants
everything.
off and changed your pants, then it should just be okay to change your shirt too. Like,
In
what's
the bathroom, why do you need to that
doesn't make a
people do
difference.
full kit changes during
Yeah.
matches? How do you
And
not
another
do
thing,
that?
another question I have about drug testing is when I went in Drummondville this year, end of last year, I got drug tested. So I finished doubles. The guy comes on the court and like straight off the court, he has a chart. He says, "Mr. McGinley, you've been randomly selected."
Hmm.
Like it happens all the time. Random drug tests after a match, whatever.
No,
They're not allowed to lose sight of you, so you have
no.
to go with them to the room where you start the documentation. Like, so I'm doing the documentation. I just know that I can't pee. So I'm like, I need to sit here and hydrate. So I sit there for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, whatever. Go to the bathroom and I'm peeing. And the man is like, no, you have to turn. Like, I have to see, you know what I mean? Here's my question. You think I'm in Drummondville, Canada with reserves? If I was doping, you think I'm just everywhere I go, I have like the reserves on me? Like, what are the chances that I'm in Drummondville, Canada with some, you know? Why does my boy have to look right at my business? Like, you can give me 30 seconds to just,
I think that's all sports though. I think every time, at least for me, that's one weird. Imagine
But he comes on the court. Like, you've seen me from the court straight to the locker room, like straight to the bottom. Like, why do you have to look? I don't know.
well, it
Maybe
I
that's
also
just
just me.
can't
go ahead, Justin.
I can't fathom what kind of person it takes to be like, you know what I want to do for a job? I want to watch them piss. Like that's
Justin,
like
you
like
literally took the question out of my brain.
I
I
don't
was like,
But then,
understand
who's
but
what
like, I want to
they want to
job
keep sport
description.
clean. Like
Job description, look at someone piss.
I don't
Check.
get it, bro.
Like that's on the resume. Like, are you afraid of looking at other people's genitalia?
we need these people in our business, bro. We need it because
No,
I
it's
don't want to
true, it's
have these
true. I
cheaters.
just wonder what's the
I don't want to have
profile for somebody
cheaters.
who signs up for this job.
Do you think they?
I don't understand.
I don't know. That's specifically what they
I
sign up
don't
for, bro.
want
They
to.
probably just got a sign for it.
I
I don't think they're
honestly,
excited about it.
Justin, your next task is for your next podcast. You should look for an application and just see if you can fill one out and
What's
get
on
the job,
it?
and just fill it out for fun and just see how it goes. Um, so, if I was to ask you about this whole World Anti-Drug Association, I know you talked about it with Gabby on your last pod. Um, there's a pool, you get randomly selected. How does that work, and what are your thoughts on this whole situation? Because this is just outright weird.
Yeah, it's well, I got on it through so the Bahamas has I guess for certain athletes of a certain level, you get
Yeah,
paid. So they
yeah.
have I guess, some sort of they work side by side with WADA on some level. So they select random athletes from their pool of athletes, and I was selected this year.
Okay.
And it is a crazy thing. You have to give your whereabouts for every single day of the year for the whole year. And you do it by quarters though. So like in January, I have to tell them where I'm gonna be every day of the first 3 months of the year. So from January to the end of March, I have to tell them exactly where I'm gonna be for at least 1 hour of every day.
What?
That yeah. So they can come any day during that 1 hour you allot and that location that you give them. And if you aren't there, that counts as a missed test. So if you miss 3 tests within the calendar year, I think I've spent it for 2 years automatically.
Is that what happened to Brooksby?
Yes, basically. He missed. I think he missed.
He missed
3. He missed 3 within the 12 months, and I think his. I don't know the exact story, but apparently he was like in the hotel room next door to it, or something like that. And it's rough. It's rough like that. But you have to be.
It has to be that specific.
You have to be on top of it. Like you have to know exactly where you're at, and you have to keep track of that every day. Because if you mess up a couple of times, it can obviously put a big damper on your career.
Do you do that daily, or how does that? Do you do that daily, or do you literally January 1st? I'm writing out my entire, essentially, life for these people.
So I just put where I normally am for all the days. I leave it, and then when I know I'm traveling, I will adjust it based on that. So like for the next week and a half, I know I'm here, so I just leave it. But when I know I'm going,
what time you put?
I put it early in the morning, so like 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. So I know I'm home. So
wow.
Yeah. So yeah, they can just show up 7 to 8 any day. So if I happen to
imagine your phone ringing, someone's at the front gate asking for Justin.
Yeah, it's crazy.
7 a.m.
It's scary because there have been times where
It's not scary if you
forgot to change it. No, I forgot to change the address that I was at. So like I went to Naples to play the tournament the other week, and I switched Airbnbs or housings. So I left the Airbnb and went to a housing, and I went to sleep.
So annoying.
I went to sleep at the housing. I woke up at like 4 a.m. and I realized I didn't change the location.
That's wild.
I woke up middle of the night, like cold sweats, and like changed the location, went back to bed.
That's how do you mentally deal with that? I feel like that's just such an unnecessary thing to think about as a tennis player.
Yeah, I guess they're trying to keep the sport clean, but yeah, it's like, and it's not just tennis. I think
but that's not even from tennis. That's
sports.
From your association, your Olympic association.
Yeah, but it's from WADA. It's the same. It's the doping agency that governs all sport. So it's
okay.
I know, like I had a meeting last week about it, like on Zoom, and there were swimmers, sprinters.
Oh, so it's everyone.
Yeah, it's all sports that they do this for. But I think especially for tennis that we travel probably more than most sports, I would say, probably more than all sports. We're like week to week, city to city, hotel to hotel, where I feel like other sports are a little bit more structured. Like they know their schedule from early in the year where they're gonna be. And we it just kind of happens as it happens every 3 or 4 weeks. So yeah, it's not easy to manage, but I'm gonna have to manage it, or I would be.
How long do you have to do it for?
I mean, it's 12 months. It's the year.
So it's literally a year.
But I can get chosen again next year. I think it's random. So they get them a pool of names, and then they just pick the names.
Okay. So you just have it for 1 year, but you can go.
It could be
back on it. Yeah.
If you're on a bad luck streak, you could literally be picked every single year.
Yeah,
the next like 5 years.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, I think it's just luck of the draw. If you get chosen, you get chosen.
So when people talk about athletes or tennis players not knowing what's going on or not being aware of something, it's probably because they don't want to deal with something this tedious, right? It's not because they're ignoring it. It's because they just don't want to deal with how particular a process like this is.
Yeah, I'm sure at a certain level, if you can afford it, or if
you can afford it, yes.
Yeah, if you have like a mother or a friend who wants to manage you and they can take care of it for you,
Yeah.
and you trust that person, you would do it. You would pay for that service for sure. But for most tennis players, it's just you take care of what you have to take care of: flights, hotels, this doping stuff you're scheduling, everything. So I guess you have to be a tennis player and a manager and an agent and you have to do like 6 jobs to do one job.
Podcaster.
Or to attempt to do one job. Yeah.
To attempt to do one single job.
Yeah.
That revolves around one sport of hitting a ball.
Exactly.
That's true.
I mean, so let me ask you guys this. How well do you guys know each other? Like,
pretty well. Yeah, very well.
Probably better than most. Yeah. Very well.
Jody, if I asked you what Justin's first win was on the Pro Tour, could you say what it was?
Oh, no.
Oh, but that's a tough question, because that's like, what do you consider the tour? Like first round qualies of a futures is the tour?
My first point was against who?
Oh, that's a better
Your
question.
First points, bro, no chance.
I can give you a country and you will know the name.
Oh, I like this on the spot.
You had points before Santo Domingo, that trip. You had points?
No.
Okay, your points was that week. Was it the clay court or hard court?
Hard court.
Hard court. You played, I believe, Argentinian guy, no?
I played him in the second round.
Peter, no?
Yeah, Peter.
Boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Peter, then you beat the Argentinian guy who Galaza.
Galaza, yeah.
Damn.
You lost quarters to the Spanish guy. Jaime Pla. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Justin's not gonna get mine. He wasn't there.
I wasn't there for his.
Could you venture a guess?
It was in the US?
No, it was in Canada. You have no chance, bro. No chance.
No,
the guy played for Washington.
I don't even know. No chance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too good. I guess I know Justin better than he knows me. See that?
Oh, see? Great co-host, guys.
Stewart?
Huh?
Mitch Stewart?
He didn't play for Washington.
Sebastian Hawken is his name. No way.
There's no chance you're making that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know.
How
I wasn't there, so sorry.
That's fair. That's fair. So I actually wanted to, besides you guys, how good is like your challenger knowledge, or like guys on the challenger tour?
Not great.
Not great?
I think. No. Why? Where are you going with this?
I was going to ask you like 2 questions. Like, you guys do trivia games. I wanted to do like a small trivia game with you guys.
All right, run it.
All right, so...
No. I hate... Oh, my God.
Come on. Bear with me.
Anxiety just goes through the roof every time we start the game. I have to deal with this shit once a week. Now I'm doing it twice a week. Here we go.
Bear with me. Come on. If I was to ask you, there are players that have won the Savannah Challenger and have made quarterfinals of a Grand Slam.
Tennis Sangren?
Yep. Can you name all 4?
Probably not. Let's see.
And wait, sorry, what round of a slam? 3rd?
Quarterfinal or better.
Quarters?
Maybe Jack Sock?
Yep.
Tennis Sangren, Jack Sock.
Are there any Canadians in this by chance?
No.
Oof. Who else?
With Sock, that would be 5. Sorry.
Oh, wow. There's 5 of them.
Yeah.
Savannah Challenger.
Tommy.
Did Medvedev win that thing?
Nope.
No Tommy?
No, Tommy never played it. Or won it, I should say.
Nick Kyrgios.
Yep, that's 3.
Bro, where did you pull that one off from?
Bro, I watched the highlight video of him playing Kokonakis there. He killed him. Shoot, I got 3 out of 5.
Jody, you got to name 1.
Oh my God, bro. I don't know. I can't believe Tommy didn't do it.
Francis?
Nope.
Father.
I'll give you a hint. They're both from Asia.
Asia. Nishikori?
Yep.
And
the next one's going to be a throwback.
Okay. Throwback. Asian.
This game is no fun.
That's crazy.
Jody,
it's no fun. The man is getting every single answer.
Think.
throwback Asian. This is kind of crazy. Paradon Sri Shapan, is that?
No,
too crazy.
That's too crazy.
Can you relax? I don't even know what you just said.
This is why I run a trivia game, because you would run other questions to ask.
See, this is why you check your phone in the middle of a podcast to learn about things like this.
Throwback Asian. Wow. So he's older than Nishikori?
No, younger.
Oh. Younger
I
than Nishikori.
think. Yeah,
Like
he's definitely
Young
younger. Yep. That's all 5.
Bro. Run it. Run me my money, dog. Next question.
Bro.
All right.
All of a sudden he loves the games.
Justin threw out the most random name I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm not going to lie to you.
Paradon Sri Shapan from Singapore, I believe.
Exactly. What?
Bro, how did you...
Thailand. No, from Thailand.
I've never even heard of this, man.
From Thailand.
Right.
Is my ball knowledge just trash?
I love... Yeah. Anyway, what's the next question?
So the next question is... So, Jody, you already mentioned the tournament. Cleveland Challenger. Since 2019, every winner has been an American except for 2 years.
Oh, I have no clue about Cleveland Challenger. Who has won Cleveland Challenger?
So wait. You want to know who are the two?
Who are the two names, non-Americans, that won Cleveland?
I'm gonna go a crazy one right now. What's this guy's name from Ecuador? Emilio
Gomez?
Yeah, him.
Nope.
Not him? Did he make final?
Yes, he did make final, but he never won.
Not American. 2019.
Since 2019, since the first, which was my first tournament I covered, by the way.
Could there be like a Michael Torpegard in there? Is that crazy?
Nope, you got it. That's one.
Okay. Bro, my word. Oh my goodness.
He's like, yeah, I can name everyone.
Yeah.
Michael Torpegard. One more. I want to say.
You said European?
Borna Gojo, but I feel like that's wrong.
No, but that's a good shout.
Another European. Hard indoors. Did he play college?
No.
2019. What year was it? Can I ask you that?
I have to double check. Give me a second.
Okay.
But
Jordan Thompson?
No. European,
bro.
Oh,
this
European.
Is the problem.
Okay.
This is the problem. Listen. This is the
problem. Sorry.
Man's looking at the world like
so Australia is not in Europe. Okay, got it.
So man thinks we're still living in Pangea at this point.
Yeah,
My
crazy,
God.
Bro. European.
Lefty
from Europe.
No shot. Just grab the game. No shot. Just grab it. Grab it.
Swiss.
Stricker.
Yep.
Oh, is Huesler Swiss?
Yes, but
yeah, Marc-Andre Huesler.
Yeah. Good. Congrats, Justin. Good job.
Jody, way to participate. Appreciate it.
Fuck.
Yeah, but the guy. Anyway, I think he had a great win today. So let's leave it at that. You know?
Yeah, he doesn't need to participate. He already won. He already won the game today. He won a challenger. Won a challenger match.
Go.
See, that's all you need.
More points in the bank. Let's go.
That's it.
Come on, baby.
So, let me ask you one more. One
more trivia?
Yeah, one more trivia.
All right,
do it. These are good questions.
Can I just get involved here?
Okay, so Jody's just mad. He's just mad.
You know what's funny is I get like people in the comments on Instagram be like, "Bro has a tennis podcast and doesn't know tennis." You know.
Well, when you compare yourself to Justin, who literally just threw out a guy from Singapore or Thailand, I really don't think
Thailand. I think it's Thailand. Yeah.
Okay. Justin's up at like 3 a.m. watching.
Watch his highlights. He's Novak before Novak with one-handed backhand. He used to slide everywhere, splits, crazy, good tennis player.
Are you giving us a breakdown of his game?
Yes, you guys are legend of the game. You have to know that.
Do I?
You do.
Yeah, I don't think I need to know that.
You do.
That's going to really affect Jody's day-to-day activities when he does that.
Exactly.
There was another. Okay, can you name? So since challengers, there are 175s now, and they've. Can you name me at least one challenger that's a 175?
Phoenix.
Jody, give me a different answer. Justin, don't say anything.
There was one in France and Italy the second week of the French, I think.
Yep. He's on the right track.
Was it Aix-en-Provence or something? Or
yep.
Is that it?
Yeah, Aix-en-Provence.
Aix-en-Provence.
Bang.
Ouais. And you were thinking of Piemonte?
Yeah, bang.
And
See that?
Primrose.
Good like that. Wait, how many are there?
There are 6.
Okay.
At least through May that I found on the ATP website. Okay. So that's... And my last question was going to be, and I didn't have time to finish the answer, but I wanted to know, out of the top 10 players, who's won the most amount of challengers?
Ooh, look at the top 10.
Is this allowed? Can you check his phone?
Yeah, you can check. You can Google.
At the top 10, who the people are?
Quizmaster, is he allowed to check his phone?
Yeah. Quizmaster, wow, what a shout.
Jeez.
I will tell you right now, I was surprised. No, it's not.
Who do you say?
Sinner's not the answer.
That's what I said.
I'm also doing quick research here to help you. This is live podcasting right here, live research podcasting.
Most challenger titles. I know Alcaraz won a few.
So 1 in 10. I'm gonna go with my dog, Tommy Paul, again.
Let me see. I was actually his hitting partner when he won New Haven.
New Haven. That's a 250?
That's a...
What's New Haven?
That was when Oracle was still a part of the Challenger Series.
Oh, okay.
So, I think that was his first one.
I don't like this question, actually.
Oh, wow. We actually got
now you don't like the question.
He doesn't like the question. Now he has to do research.
I think it's Alcaraz.
He's actually tied with Fritz with 4.
For the most.
For the most, I think.
See, I get everything right. It's crazy.
You want a fucking award? Is that what you want?
Jody, is he upset, bro? Is he always this cocky?
Yeah. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, he's a very confident person.
Let me ask you on a more...
say cocky though, but
you're confident. You're very confident.
Yeah.
I'm talking shit, as they say.
Yeah, as everyone in the world would say, talking shit. I'm good at the banter.
I like it. But I learned doing this podcast, and not everybody has the same humor as I do. So I had to learn.
How quickly did they find? How quickly did you find that out?
Not quickly. Might have been like stubborn.
Maybe like 10 episodes in, 15 episodes in, we had a situation that I was sure that the person was okay with it, and then months later I found out that the person wasn't too happy with something.
Bro, that was way more than 10 episodes in.
However many it was.
Can I ask? Can I ask what happened?
It was.
If you don't want to disclose, it's okay.
No, I don't care. Maybe that's the problem. I should care a little more. But we had a few miscommunications.
Okay.
Like the person didn't understand some things that I was asking them.
Yeah.
A few times that happened in a row.
Yeah.
And I made light of it a few times in a row, and I should have let it go after a while, and I didn't.
And you just kept asking the same question.
Understandably for his confusion is that everyone in the room was laughing, including the guest. You know, so it was like a funny thing where maybe someone wouldn't notice that the guest is feeling uncomfortable or whatever. And then after, when we rewatched it, it was like, I don't know if this is the best thing. So yeah, it's all good.
How do you find talking to people in person versus online? Do you think it's that big of a difference?
I do, yes.
Justin?
I think it's a little bit easier in the sense of you can time your jokes a bit better. Like you don't speak over people as much because you can read the body language in the room at the time.
Yeah.
But in terms of like connecting, I find that we do a very good job over Zoom as well. So over video call as well. So I don't really think that it's too crazy of a difference. For me, I don't mind it. I think it's close.
It's timing.
The video call is good for consistency. Obviously, we can't just get an episode live in person all the time. So you don't miss out on weeks, and they're gonna be guests that you can't get in person and that sort of stuff. So it's good. But I believe, like what Justin said, like the things that you can't really, you can just kind of feel, or you notice out the corner of your eye, like someone's waiting to ask a question or they're about to say something. And there are times where, and I guess editing helps, because if we're on a video call and we talk over each other, all I have to do is mute one person and put the other person big screen. You would never know that it happened, which is what happens. So like sometimes the episode is recorded and it's like, wow, it's a little bit messy, but then I edit the episode and it goes out and it's a lot cleaner than the conversation actually was. So it ends up being like, does that make me a good producer? What? I don't know.
Who's talking now? Look at the
guy. Man literally went in front of the microphone to get closer to the computer to go. Like, I could barely hear what he said. And he was like,
some props, please. Nah, but
pay me more.
Yeah, but it's definitely, the energy in person is obviously never gonna be matched on a video call, but it can. For me, I think we get pretty close. I think we do a good job of making the conversation still come across as natural and real. So I think I don't mind over the video, for me personally.
Yeah, that's what happens when my video just dies and now my head is ginormous. Yeah, my camera's dead. Well, I got one of those. I finally got one of those dummy batteries that you can plug in, but I just don't have a fan for the back of it to keep it cool.
What camera do you have?
Sony A7R4.
I've seen this one. I've been on like a rabbit hole of like cameras and stuff.
It's the same one that I shoot with too. So when I'm home, I put it up. I have like a little stand to put in the back of my desk, and that's what usually is on. So for me, I use this camera to shoot and to record everything with.
Okay.
And now I look like a thumb instead of
Yes.
Did you say, Justin?
I said yes.
Man said yes. My God. Thanks, Justin. Appreciate that. See, this is where this humor cuts off, right? It's like, I've never met you in my life. Now he's trying to find where the line is, and it's fine.
Exactly.
I just hope he can take it as much as he can dish it.
We found it. We found the line. We didn't know where it was, and now we found it.
Now we found it. Now that he's called me a thumb to my face, that's great.
No, I agreed with you.
No, that's not how this works.
I agree with what you said about yourself.
That's fair. I'll give you that. Which guests do you, I know you guys have limited amount of time, and I appreciate you guys coming on.
No problem.
For you guys, one last question I wanted to ask you too is, which guest, and Jody, I'll start with you, which guest did you learn the most from having on?
Well, brother, to be honest, my memory is kind of trash. Not even gonna lie to you. So it's not that easy for me to remember like a lot of it, but like there are things that stick out from certain episodes. So like I've talked about it before, like Brandon Holt's episode. He was talking about like highs and lows. So like you have like I said today, for example, is I want to challenge a match. I can't get too high because I have a match tomorrow that I need to go out and perform. So with that being said, had I lost today, and it would have been like I reached very close again, and if I didn't cross the line, I can't get too low now because next week I go right to Portugal and I have to go and play a match. So I not learned, but like maybe just reminded me that in Holt's episode that you can't get too high and can't get too low. Don't celebrate the victories too hard and don't beat yourself up too hard with the losses. And then in Ethan's episode, he just talked a lot about his identity and like playing to his strengths and playing his game style and improving as time goes on. Like he saw the future of his game and he just played to the future of his game and didn't worry so much about the results like earlier on in his career and that sort of stuff. And I think I can take that from his episode. So those are the two that stick out to me.
I love that.
Yeah, the most. Yeah.
Justin?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that there's one that stands out. I would say for me, I more notice like themes throughout them. So there are like certain kinds of players who might have the like my favorite question to ask everybody is about being tactical versus playing your patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like the guys who have the bigger weapons tend to talk about they just kind of play their patterns and they have like a very strong identity and they sort of lean on that. So like if you talk about Quinn, Fernley, even I don't know. Yeah, let's leave those two names for now. They will talk about kind of playing kind of the same kind of points over and over again and just trusting what they do, trusting their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you talk about smaller guys like Nishesh Basavareddy or like a Dennis Kudla, they talk more about how they have to be a little bit more crafty and they're a little bit more tactical. So I notice sort of themes from different kinds of people. And then I sort of pick up what I think applies to me most, which I think I probably fall more on the Fernley Quinn side, where I'm more of a trust my stuff and kind of play to my patterns a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will pick up small things here and there, like, or they will be like reminders here and there, like things protein. You might have heard before, like protein. Like we were talking to Diallo the other day. Diallo was talking about how important it is to get protein in within half an hour of exercise or playing a match.
Really?
Which we've all heard, or maybe not all of us, but which most of us have heard at some point in our tennis journey about nutrition.
Yeah.
But with time and sort of doing a lot of things and focusing on a lot of different things, you sometimes you forget little small things like that, or talking about sleep with other people or whatever. So I think this podcast has been really good at sort of helping me to really double down on the, let's say, the big things that I need to prioritize, and then sort of helping me to remember the little small details that I need to kind of stay on top of as I go through the journey.
This is like a perfect segue for you guys to have an ad for what's that mental health app that's out there?
BetterHelp.
BetterHelp. Yeah, there it is. See, there it is. See, I got you. See, that's the quote exactly that you're going to use for your tagline for betterhelp.com/changeover. That's not a real link. So if someone types that in, that's not a real thing.
Not yet.
But not yet, exactly. But it seems like Justin's just trying to make this podcast about his training mentally than he is about.
If you're watching this episode 2 years from now, hopefully that link works.
That link should work right now. That, some Pollo Tropical. What else we need? We need some
supplements,
some supplements. But you said it was 8 sleep, the bed?
8 sleep. That's it.
Word, bro.
I want that.
Or
I want that.
Something.
No, the 8 sleep is better. Is like, changing your temperature. Oh,
that's hype. Yeah,
but the thing is about our podcast is like we strongly believe in authenticity. Like we want it to be as real as possible. So it would be so easy for us to come and like talk about sleeping, nutrition, like hydration, rackets, clothes, like anything that we value and we have experience in, and like it would be so easy for us to come on and be like, hydration, I've been using this hydration for and now I don't cramp, and like it'd be so easy for us. So
that's what you want, right?
Numbers up. Get the numbers up.
Yeah.
That's it.
See, Justin, you're checking your phone too. I don't want to hear it.
I apologize. That was rude.
How dare you? I get called out on my own podcast, and then I see you looking.
These guys are not professional.
What they say? Do as I say, not as I do.
Sound like a dad already.
Yeah.
Shit.
I hope
not. Justin. Boys, I can't thank you enough for joining us. If you guys are listening to this on your Ball Was Out podcast, make sure to check out the links in the podcast description. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you are subscribed with notifications turned on. And boys, Jody, Justin, thank you so much for joining us. Jody, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Let's go. Appreciate this conversation, man. Thank you.
Of course.